Hey guys, we're back at the Aquatic Cave, and in Fluval's never-ending quest to be creative, we've got our Fluval F90 where we've set up a really cool paludarium. It's been growing in for quite some time now. This is a great setup to do a paludarium in. Now it comes with bottom plumbing with a Fluval 306 that's included, and this of course is ideal for this kind of setup, because when you go around the side, you'll see that we were able to modify both the output and the input. We've cut them down a little bit so we can maintain our 1/3 to half full type setup. And of course, the output cascades onto this natural driftwood structure that we originally set up. Now, we seeded the top of the structure with some English ivy that's been growing over this really well. We have a creeping variegated fig, which you can see right here at the top. And we've got some different mosses. We've even got a small fern that's growing in quite nicely here. So over time, these terrestrials are filling in. There's no soil used in this type of setup. The roots go into the water, nourish the plants from there. And in fact, it's incredibly clean. It's almost a self-sustaining setup. Really the biggest maintenance on this thing is because we have a mister over here. If there's any minerals in the water at all, they, when it gets misted, because of evaporation after, the minerals get left behind, you can get some mineral accumulation. So some vinegar on a paper towel every week, wipe down the insides of it, make sure you get none of that accumulating. That's some regular maintenance you are gonna have to do. Now, that's the terrestrial end of things. Now, in the aquatic section, you can see that we supported this whole structure with an egg crate cage. That's kind of where it all started from, and we placed the wood on it. We planted our terrestrial plants. Now, to cover up the aquatic end of it, we used some anubias here, and we planted just a few plants. This has grown in over about a year's time at this point. It's just filling in the last little bit here. Over time, you'll see no more of this left. Anubias, of course, is an excellent choice for this kind of setup because it's a low light level requiring plant, and with overhanging wood and terrestrial plants and stuff, there's really not that much light that makes it down there. So whatever you choose, make sure it's a low level light plant. As far as fish are concerned, we've got some Aphosimian bitaniatum, some killifish. We don't have a heater in this tank, so they're an ideal choice. They do well at the lower 70 to mid 70 range, Fahrenheit that is. But there's many other options of fish you have. There are other species of killifish, smaller tetras, for example, which would usually need a heater. Wild bettas, there's another, our betta care video that covered a number of different wild bettas. They'd be ideal for this kind of lower water movement, slower moving kind of dimmer setup. That would suit those fish really fine. Now, when you look at this setup, we're about 1/3 to half full. Even fish that are jumpers aren't going to end up outside of this aquarium. So you can have an open top look, very classy with your LED suspended above, yet a very safe environment for your fish because of the water level. Just no problem with any of them jumping out. So it's a very simple setup. There you go, Fluval F90. Other options available to you, of course. If you can bottom plumb a tank, it's always a little bit better for this kind of setup, but there are other options for you to set it up. Any other questions, fluvalaquatics.com. Don't forget to hit us up, and please subscribe if you like what you've seen.